What's going on, guys? Happy Tuesday morning. The topic of today is comparison game. I'm talking about with you about this today because I was on a video chat this morning with a group of corporate leaders of this company called Beachbody in the UK as we talk about this new business launching into the UK. Some good people that I've always looked up to who've been in the corporate world and in this fitness and health industry longer than I have. So I look forward to the opportunity to listen to them. And we talk about the top 10 business building coaches that are in the UK as we launched the company over there, and I had the opportunity to sit in on that, and we shared our ideas and what's working, what's not working. And one thing that came up was the comparison game. As you start something new, if you're starting a race, somebody's going to take off faster than the other person. But it's not always necessarily the person that takes off the fastest that gets to the end of the finish line, okay? And we were talking about this, and it made me think about my journey as a health and fitness motivational entrepreneur, okay? So I was thinking about this and the importance of helping people understand life journeys, life skills that have happened to each individual on an individual basis over their life that develops and prepares them for an opportunity. And oftentimes we look at everybody and we say like, okay, I see one of my good friends, Sean, on here. Let's say Sean and I, we start a business at the same time, right? And we have the same ambition, the same belief, the same love of the product in the company or the idea, right? And maybe we start off and this is Sean and this is me. And this isn't how it went, but I'm just giving an example. And it goes like this. And it goes like that. And one takes off faster and does more and expands and grows faster. And what can happen, and guys, it's just a metaphor per se, is Sean could look at me and he could say like, what? Like we started at the same time. I have just as good as results, if not better. How come his business is growing faster than mine? And it's called the comparison game. It's where we look at other people and we judge ourselves against what they're doing. And when we do that, we take the focus off what we actually could be doing, and fears and doubts and insecurities all come to the surface. And one thing that I love about mentoring people with Beachbody is insecurities, fears, all of that stuff comes to the surface when you're a coach. So you can fix what's wrong in your life. And I love that aspect, but it's very important to catch and understand as you're mentoring someone or as you're going through that in your own life so that you don't quit when it's too early. You don't quit at the wrong time because of a judgment of somebody doing better than you. I've seen it. I've seen people, heck, even like there's some coaches that went in 3 months, they're already 2-star diamonds. Guys, in my journey as a Beachbody coach, that took me 14 months to get to that point, right? So it's like, I could judge myself on that aspect, or in another case, I've never mentored somebody to go to 2-star diamond in 3 months. So I could get into that place where you start to focus more on what others are doing instead of what you're doing. It's important to see what others are doing to know it works, and to then apply that to your life, but it's important that you don't measure your success against anybody else because success to each and every individual is unique and different, okay? So as I think about that, I was talking with my UK coaches after I got off of this video chat, and I was like, okay, why did Scotty join this business and within the first week help 5 people get started on a challenge pack, hit Success Club 10, in his 3rd month, get on a team cup and help 16 people get started, and then that month go diamond, and then at the end of the year end at number 16 in the company, right? And I ended in 16 in the company, and so I ended at 16 in the entire company that year. Gave me a belief I could be in the top 10. The next year we became number 4 in the entire company in 2 years. And I think about that, and I think about how many people must have looked at, I started at the same time as Scotty. How did that happen for him and not for me? Like, I believe in this. I have results. I'm doing the 4 vital behavior. I'm doing what they're teaching or what he's teaching. Why am I not there? And one of the reasons because they could have watched what I was doing and felt bad that they were not doing that well. and instead of focusing on building themselves and building their skills and whatnot. But that's not the point I want to give you. I want to go much deeper than that. When you see somebody successful in life, and I'm going to use Beachbody coaching for example. You could see a lineup of 10 people all start at the same pace. They're all going to go start at the same day. All of them are going to go different paces. Also understand that all 10 of them are going to have a definition of success that is different and individual to them. Success to me is knowing my purpose, knowing my calling and my purpose in life. It's not an income, it's not a rank or any of that. It's knowing my purpose, growing myself daily, and planting seeds of growth in other people. So that's my purpose. So all the financial stuff and all the ranking stuff that people saw as success was not actually success to me. It was recognition for the hard work and for the thing that I was doing, right? It wasn't success to me. So that's number one. The other thing that people don't understand that I think I need to educate you on is life experiences and skills and things that happen to you that develop you into the person so that you can use those gifts and talents in whatever it is that you do in your life or your career, whether it's what I do as a Beachbody coach or whether it's in your job. So two people can start at the same time, have the same belief, same mindset. I won't want to say the same mind, same belief, same love of the product, of the company, of the mission. They have a why, they want to do it. They have a strong reason to do it and they're ready to do it. And then let's say I go and I crush it. I do this diamond in 90 days, hit Success Club 10 or 30 points or whatever it is the point system is in whatever you do in your company or me in Beachbody. And then this coach starts off excited, all that stuff, and it helps nobody the first month. Or I don't want to say helps nobody, sells 0 products, refers 0 products, recruits 0 team members. Any of those things, they could be like, okay, I'm not successful, he's successful. So why did I go up and this person stayed? And this is the part. It's because I had life experiences and challenges and I learned skills prior to becoming a Team Beachbody coach that helped me accelerate faster because I used them. I developed them earlier and I used them once I became a coach. I think too often we think of everybody when they start something as ground like 0. We'll all start 0 with no skills, no nothing, and then you start getting trained, and the training's very good inside of Team Beachbody if you apply it. But that's where the problem is we think everybody starts at the same level. Guys, some of these 2-star diamonds in the UK that went 2-star diamond in 3 months, they are fitness professionals that teach live classes, and they've been doing it for 10, 15 years, and they've mentored other people to become fitness professionals and certified Les Mills combat instructors, certified this and that instructors, and they've built that skill of developing people, of mentoring people, of transforming people with health and fitness, of recruiting them to then teach classes, and then they become trainers and they become master trainers. So they have that skill already in place. Not only do they have that skill, they have those relationships in place. So when they join this opportunity of Beachbody, it's just a, hey, this is what I'm doing now, come on over, and they come with them. So you can't judge yourself against that. So put the blinders on in that sort of instant, realize what your success is. For me, if you guys are curious, drop an emoji. Do you want to know why I was successful from my first month as a Team Beachbody coach? If you are, drop a comment, let me know. And this is about how long I want to make my video, because I have some appointments, but I'll share it with you if you want. Throw up some hearts or some likes and I'll share it with you. So, my mom and dad taught me hard work, and through many different, their example in many different areas in their life. One of the things I vividly remember is I wanted so desperately to go on a Boy Scout jamboree I live in Idaho. It was to the East Coast. You had to have your flight, bus ticket. It was a package deal, bus tickets. You stayed at this camp for a week. You went to Disney World, New York City, Washington, D.C., and all of these places. I get the chills thinking about it. And I'm like, I want to do that. I want to go so bad to that. And I was like 15, maybe 16. And I asked my parents if I could go. We didn't have the money to do that. Or maybe we did. I don't know. I've never asked them. But my parents said, you have to earn the money to go on that trip. So at this point, I took a job. I started moving pipe. I live in Idaho, potato fields. I moved pipe for 17 cents a pipe. So every morning at 3:30 before school, I would move pipe. I would pick up this heavy pipe that's like 25, 30 feet long, full of mud and water. I'd pick it up, walk through the mud with big boots, set it down, go back, unscrew one, pick it up, move it down the field, set it down, and I would move 200 pipe every single morning for money. We also thought outside the box, went to the popular local pizza parlor and I had to make a presentation to them at like 14 years old. I had to make a presentation to them, share an idea with them, ask them, being willing to be rejected, and say, hey, I'm trying to earn money. Here's what I want to do in my Boy Scout uniform, which is not the coolest thing to do when you're 14, 15 years old, right? And I had to say, hey, I really want to go to this I really want to go to this Boy Scout Jamboree. It's going to cost me this much. Is there an opportunity where I could sell pizzas for you guys, go door to door and sell pizzas and help you guys get more sales? You guys could compensate me for that and we could work something out. And they said, yes, how about you sell the pizzas for $10 because we want you to go on this. That's a noble cause. We'll give you $5 and we keep $5. So you get a 50% commission on that sell. So I got this paper, went door to door, getting rejected or sharing my message. I want to do this. This is what I want to do in my Boy Scout uniform, knock, knock, knock. I want to go on this Boy Scout Jamboree. These pizzas are amazing. Would you like to buy some pizzas? And I would check it off. They'd write me a check, and then I would deliver them a few days later or the next day. That was a lot of work. So we innovated and asked for a better one, which took some trust. A better option took some trust. I said, hey, there's a lot of work. We're delivering pizzas. Sometimes we're messing up orders. Sometimes I want their pizza right now. Could we do something different? And he said, well, I could give you a free pizza coupon. I'll give them to you. You sell them for $10. You keep $5 and give me $5 for each pizza. So I did that. And I went on to earn the $2,000 as a 14, 15-year-old kid. I earned $2,000 on my own to go on that jamboree. So that's number one. I learned that skill by working hard, having a strong reason to do it, and then working hard, being willing to be rejected or made fun of, let's say, because as a high school, junior high, and I don't want to be knock on someone from school's door in my Boy Scout uniform. But I was willing to do that. Later on, at 19 years old, I could go through a lot of stories, but this is the last story I'll share. I'll share two more stories. The other story is as an LDS or a Mormon young man, I wanted to serve a mission for my church, which you can do at the age of 19. If you don't know anything about this, you leave your family, you have to pay for it on your own. So I worked throughout from those 14 years up to 19. I had to work, went to school for one semester, went on this mission. I was called to serve for 2 years in Venezuela. So it's the north end of South America, right next to Colombia. And for a mission, so to give you a basic idea, you leave your family. You're not allowed to call them except for your family on Christmas and Mother's Day. You leave them. You can never leave the side of your companion. You switch companions maybe every 3 to 4.5 to 6 months. You can never be away from them. You always have to be near them. You cannot hug a single woman, not even an old grandma, not even a little child. You gotta give handshakes. So you can't have any communication with home other than letters. So I went there. Funny thing is, they speak Spanish. I speak English. I studied Spanish for 2 months prior to leaving in a training center for missionaries. I went and I remember getting there, and my companion spoke perfect Spanish. And what do we do on a mission? Just so that you know briefly, 6:30 a.m. you wake up and you study and you pray and you plan your day with your companion, and then from 9 to 9 you knock on doors and you meet people on the street and you ask for referrals and you share a message about God and make an invitation for them to come to church or to listen to another teaching that you want to give them. So I did that. I remember I could tell so many stories from that, but I did that every day for 2 years. Here's the thing. I didn't know how to speak Spanish, so literally my companion, the second door that we knocked, I'll tell you a funny story because I got you on here. I remember we knocked the door and he's talking, and I'm always a smiley guy, and I'm smiling. I don't understand what they're saying because they're talking so fast. This is not like the Spanish I learned in the training center. And we get done, I was like, to my companion, we're walking to the next door to knock, and I'm like, oh, that was so awesome. Oh, that was so good. That was cool. And he's like, that was not good. Like, he was not happy about us. And I was like, oh. And he's like, I know you're excited and happy and that your smile, but he was kind of taking your smile as sarcasm, like making fun of what he was saying, his beliefs versus ours. And I was like, sorry. So there was a lot of learning curves and mistakes and embarrassments and whatnot. We got to the next door, we knocked it, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch this. He pushed me in front of him, and he stepped back and he said, it's your turn. And I had to try to speak Spanish and start a conversation with a complete stranger in a completely different language. And I went on to do that for 2 years, and I shared messages, and I got very good at that. I got very creative at that. We got rejected so many times. We would probably talk to 100 new people every day and get maybe 2 appointments set, and then 1 out of those 2 that I would go to the next day would not show up, or they would be, you could hear them in the house, they wouldn't answer. So I had to get creative. I had to reach out, and I remember one of the best things, I played guitar and I skated. And I remember I had this little photo album with me doing some snowboarding trips, skating trips, playing my guitar, and I would take it and we would meet with the kids, the teenagers that were out late at night skating and hanging out and loitering. And I would talk to them before we went home every night around 9 o'clock when we had to be in at 9:30. And I would show them, and they couldn't believe that this guy with a white shirt and tie, this God guy, they call this, and they couldn't believe that I did anything other than that. And so I shared with them about my life and what I love to do. If they had a guitar, I would pick it up and I'd play something. I would have my church shoes on, shirt and tie, and I would do a kickflip with their skateboard. And I would build this relationship. And they would go home and tell their parents, like, I met this church guy that's a missionary from the USA, and he does things like I do. And you know what happened? Is these parents that are concerned about their kids being out late at night, loitering and with these friends instead of being in the home, were excited that this person teaching about God and Jesus Christ was talking to their son, and so they would then invite me into their home. So I got used to being innovative and creative, and how can I connect with this person? How can I connect with that person? How can I connect with him, her? How can I reach out to that person? How can I make an impact on this person's life? And I did that, and I did that in a country where they didn't speak my language. I did it in a country where multiple times, I'll be a little bit, I sharded. I would eat lunch, be invited to eat lunch at someone's house. I would leave, it'd be like 110 degrees, you're sweating, you got the meat sweats, and then it would hit and there's no bathrooms. And like, it was hard, it was rough. I got sick many times. Like, I remember one time specifically thinking I was gonna die, leaning over the edge of my bed, just sick to my stomach from food poisoning. And I went through hard things. I lived with companions that were hard to live with a complete different personality from me. And it was hard. And I did those knocks on doors, and I asked for referrals, and I did that for 2 years. And so I learned how to connect. I learned how to, within the first 5 seconds of someone opening the door, how to make them trust me and feel comfortable to open up to me. And I had to know how to start the conversation and notice something on their wall behind them, and say, hey, is that your son, or is that your daughter? Who is that? I learned how to look for opportunity and connect with people and be willing to be rejected 99 out of 100 times every single day. So fast forward to skip all the years between 21 and 29 when I became a coach. How did Scotty hit Success Club 10 in his first year? Other than the fact that he did these workouts for 1 year and helped people start P90X Insanity for 1 year before ever becoming a coach. He built that trust with people over that year, helped people, served people, loved people, was innovative, started blogging, started learning, getting afraid of being on video, started being afraid of talking to people, started talking to my friends, my family, my neighbors. This transformed me like this. You should try this. You should drink more water. Just doing that for an entire year. And then after that, I become a coach, and I have all of that skill and life experience from my entire life that helps me sit down, everything comes together. I love the product, I love the company, I believe in myself, and I know that I have a solution to help you be healthier and happier and live a more healthy, happy, fulfilling life. So I took off faster than all of Lindsay's coaches. You know what happened? I got in the group. I'm like, oh, I helped 5 people get started this month. I'm so excited. You know what? The people in her, like, I love them now to death. But you know what they said? Oh, who is this cocky guy coming in here doing, like, think he knows everything about this and he's just starting. But it wasn't really that. I was excited. And I didn't care that somebody thought that about me. I cared about my mission of helping people live a healthier, more fulfilling lifestyle, and my mission to earn an extra side income of $10,000 so I wouldn't have to send my wife to work every single night. That's why I do it. And if you're looking to do something or you've tried something before and you're like, it didn't work, you've got to think about, have you really gained and developed the skills? And this is where I'm going to give you the most magic part, and then I'll let you go. Even if I didn't build this business and have the income that we have or build the team that we have, if I lost everything, if Beachbody disappeared, if the products disappeared, if my team disappeared, and I have zero, nothing, all my money's taken away, my house is taken away, my income is taken away, my 401k is taken away, my savings, something, right? It's all taken away. Here's the magic part that I want you to understand. In that case, and I know this sounds like a call I should be doing to my Beachbody coaches, but I think this can apply to everybody in their life. Because I lost everything, if this was the case, I know that nobody can take away my health. Over the past 7 years, what I've done with my health and nutrition and these workouts, nobody can take my health away. Nobody can take my happiness away. And nobody can take the skills and the experience away from me for leading team calls, training and mentoring people, learning to market myself, learning to tell my story, learning to help others do that, and all of that stuff that we train on. Nobody can take that away, and I could start over from scratch. I could do anything I wanted in life. I could go to my old job, my old career. I could go to the CEO and say, hey, you know, before I knew I wrote manuals here, but over the past 7 years, I helped lead a team of 45,000 people. I know how to train and mentor people. I know how to make people more happy and fulfilled with their work, which will in turn make them work harder and more passionately and work more together, which will increase your profits. Do you want me to teach you how to do that? And I could go into companies and I could do that because I have not focused on success as a rank and income or the amount of money I make, but on the number of lives I've impacted, the trust I've built with people, the skills and confidence I've built in myself along with the belief, and then the ability to share those skills and that confidence with other people. So if you look at this video and be like, I'm not doing so well, then start focusing on the mission. Help people, help yourself, help people, and build the skills that will make you a better person for the long run. Hope that helps you guys. Love you guys. Have an incredible Tuesday and see you later.